Hi, I'm Tamara Green and welcome to another edition of Concord Connection. Today we're in West Concord and we're here at Concord Tea Cakes. Now, not the bakery where you buy the amazing cakes and cookies and other delicious treats. We're in the facility where they make all of those treats. Now, I know you can't smell what I'm smelling. You're just gonna have to take my word when I say the only way to describe it is decadent. Also, it doesn't look very busy right now, but trust me, a couple of hours ago, this place was zooming. So we're here today with one of the co-owners, Peter Muller. Peter, thank you so much for having us here today.
Thanks for coming. Glad to have you.
It is pretty quiet here right now.
Yeah, it's a Monday morning, and most of our work is done for the weekends. So that's when most parties happen. So it's a very busy place here, Tuesday through Saturday and Sunday.
So most of the people who are making the cakes and the cookies work much earlier.
Yeah, as far as the decorating. So we're on the decorating side here. And the decorators, we have 6 full-time decorators. And yes, most of them work Tuesday through Saturday, are our production hours for decorating.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about you. So how did you get involved with Concord Tea Cakes?
Judy hired me as a consultant. She wanted me to come in, and after being in the business for about 25 years, she wanted a fresher look. So I came in and I spent 2 years going through the company and deciding I liked it so much that 4 years ago I became co-owner with Judy.
So Judy is the founder of Concord Tea Cakes.
She is the founder, right. The company was founded in 1984. Judy started the company as a wholesale business. She used to cook out of the Elks Club. And she has this knack of looking at historical recipes and coming up with modern day recipes based on those historical ingredients. And she came up with her bundt cakes and her scones and her Emily Dickinson bar. In 1993, she decided to open the retail store, which she did, and the retail store really took off. And then around the early 2000s, they branched off into cakes. And so that was our newest edition of cakes. And really, customized cakes and cupcakes and cookies are really one of our main components of our business nowadays. And we still do wholesale. We have about 25 wholesale accounts. Some of our bigger accounts are names you might recognize, like Idlewild Farms in Acton, Neelios Gourmet in Lexington, Pemberton Farms in Cambridge. There's 3 of our bigger accounts. We also kind of OEM out desserts to certain people. We have a couple of caterers that we make their desserts for them, and then they'll rebrand it with their own name on it.
Taking the easy way out.
Yes, exactly, right. They let us do all the hard work.
So what is your role here now as a co-owner? What are some of the things that you do?
Some of the things that I do, I take care of all the financials for the company. I take care of all marketing and sales. I also can take care of the facilities. And believe it or not, that's a lot of work because we are a wholesaler, we fall under FDA registration and guidelines. And just recently, the FDA came out with all new regulations. And so we just finished revamping our food safety plan, which is now over 120 pages. And we're waiting for them to come in for another inspection. So
let's talk a little bit about this facility.
Sure.
It's fairly new to Concord Tea Cakes.
It is. We moved here 3.5 years ago. Judy, when she initially started her wholesale back in the 80s, she was down in Beharrell Street. And Beharrell Street ended up being torn down and redone as apartment complexes. And so we had to move. So we moved into this facility here in January, it would be 3 years ago. And so this actually was office space, and so we had to build it out. And so it took about a four-month period to build out the facility and about $250,000 to build it out to meet FDA standards.
So since we're talking about the facility, would you mind taking us around and showing us?
Absolutely. Like I said, this is the decorating side, and here Sherry's doing cupcakes. She's put on buttercream on top of the cupcakes. We'll go through about 500 pounds of buttercream a week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
If someone needs to place an order, how much notice do they need to give you?
We usually like 5 to 7 days. We get around the holiday season when we're really, on a busy holiday, we'll have over 100 custom cakes going on a holiday weekend.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a lot of work, and we really need 7 days to get it all queued and figured out.
And you make all of those cakes from scratch here in this facility?
That's correct, yeah. All the cakes are made here, yeah.
Your neighbors either must love you or hate you.
I think they all kind of love us. They love the smell. And we're very generous. We go around, at certain times of the year and give them some sweet treats.
Well, that's the first thing we noticed when we got off the elevator, the amazing smell.
It is, yeah.
So we've got a cupcake station over here.
Yep.
What do we have over here?
Over here we have Cookie Diane. She's our cookie specialist. Diane's been with us, I think, 20 plus years. We probably have, Diane, how many different styles of cookies do you think we have?
Endless.
Endless. Yeah, we probably have at least 60 or 70 different molds that we use all the time. And we do a lot of custom works. We do logo cookies for businesses. We just finished a job for Middlesex Bank.
Excellent. And while it is a little quiet here now, what else do we have? I see there's some cakes here.
There's some cakes. These are cakes that are in the early stages of preparation. The baked cake will come over from the other side of the facility where we do all the baking. And they'll come here, cut it into whether it needs to be rounded, squared. They'll do the base layering of the cake, and then it goes and it waits for one of the decorators to take the order. So all the orders come into our call center, or they come through the store. They're all put into a computerized system that then will spit out work orders. It sprints out a list of orders that have to be completed for that day and the next day. And so they'll plan out what they're going to need on the base basics, because the cakes can vary. So it's a lot of planning that goes into it, and that's why we need that leeway of 5 days so we can plan out our week of when we're going to need cake and for what.
And are your bakers and decorators baking and decorating cakes and cookies for the retail store as well, or just for the custom orders?
For everything. And so, yeah, we don't really differentiate. The only thing different with the wholesale orders are that they usually are delivered, and so they have to go into the delivery schedule also. Yeah.
All right, why don't you take us and we'll follow you.
Okay, we'll head over to where everything's baked.
Excellent.
How's that?
It's considerably more busy here than it was in the decorating room. Can you tell us what's going on here?
Yes, so this is the where everything's produced bake-wise. Okay, so all of our raw products are made here, and then the cakes would then flow over to the other side to be decorated.
These are huge bags of baking products. I've never seen anything that big before.
Yep, these are 50-pound bags of flour. Flour will go through about 700 to 800 pounds of flour a week.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, sugar will go through about 200 pounds of sugar.
A week.
A week. Butter will go through about another 250 pounds of butter a week.
Oh my goodness.
And eggs are our other. We go through about 300 pounds of eggs a week. We buy it by the pound, not by the shell.
I think I gained 5 pounds just listening to your description.
Yeah.
So people will take the raw ingredients,
Yep.
and then what else are we seeing here? What happens next?
Well, next we'll go down into the production area where they do the mixing in the sheeting, and then items will be baked.
Okay, can we take a look?
Yep.
Great. This is not your mother's mixer.
No, obviously not. So these are 60-quart mixers, and this is what we usually use for our large batch sizes. We also have some 20-quart mixers over here for smaller batched items. Obviously, we sell a lot more of certain products versus others, and so that will determine what size the batch will be for that particular product.
Okay.
Yep.
And what are all of these people doing back here, and what are they making?
So if we look over there, and Jess is making up the whip stabilizer for whoopie pies. Bridget looks like she's making apple pie. Apple pies. And Brittany is making brownie bites.
And everything is being made from scratch here.
Just about everything's made from scratch. Not completely, totally. Sometimes we buy a product that's been formed but not baked. But 99% of what we do here is made from scratch.
Yeah. All of these ingredients are preservative-free, I'm guessing?
Yes, they are. Yep. We don't add any additional preservatives to our food, and that's why our shelf lives are fairly short, anywhere from 4 to 7 days on most of our baked goods.
But that's why they're so much better than anything you get at a store.
Exactly. They're always fresh. We insist on that.
Don't tell me this is an oven.
This is a commercial rack oven. So the whole rack of product goes in at one time and is cooked at once. So the rack will turn in here, and so it's very productive. It allows us to, really be able to produce a lot more product in a short amount of time.
So you're baking more than I would at home, but as a commercial baker, I would assume it takes less time to bake.
It does. These are all gas-fed commercial brand ovens. The main part is that it has airflow in there. So it always maintains a constant airflow. So the temperature is always the same no matter where it is in the oven. At your at-home oven might have a several degree temperature difference between the top of the oven and the bottom of the oven. So this allows us just very consistent baked product. Yep.
So we've got some muffins behind us that were just baked. How long approximately would it take to bake the tray of muffins?
This, I believe, is 30 minutes on the muffins. Yep.
Okay, that is considerably shorter. So how does this oven differ from some of the other ovens you've got here? Because I see that you've got other ovens.
This will take a whole rack. The other ovens will just take the trays. And so they'll hold 4 trays each. Usually most of the muffins are done in the smaller ovens because the muffins are all going up to the retail store every morning. So every morning at 5 a.m. these are going up to the store. The store opens at 6 o'clock, and so the muffins have to get up there.
Are these ovens running 24/7 or just throughout the day?
My partner Judy will come in at midnight and she'll start the ovens up, and they'll go right through to about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So about 2 shifts.
So Judy comes in every day at midnight, and what does she do here?
Judy, once again, will come in. I mean, she's the creative genius behind all of our products. So part of her time she'll come in and she'll be working on new things. She'll be on the computer checking out recipes, seeing how things are made. Then she'll come over here and she'll be experimenting. But she also does production stuff. So every morning, Judy's the one that brings the muffins. She still cooks the muffins and the scones that come to the store every morning for the breakfast crowd.
And she'll work here from midnight until?
Usually around 7 a.m. So, and then I come in about that time, so she and I usually interface for about a half an hour.
And when she leaves at 7, does she go home to sleep or does she go to the retail store?
No, she goes home and sleeps. So yeah.
Excellent. All right, let's take a look at some of the other ovens you've got here.
Okay.
So we've got 2 smaller ovens here.
Correct. These are our smaller gas-fed convection ovens. So they will hold 4 trays of products each. And we use these for the smaller batch sizes, especially for certain items we don't wholesale. We just sell through the store, and we sell them in smaller quantities, therefore. And so we'll use these ovens for the smaller batch sizes. For instance, the muffins and the scones would be done here in these smaller ovens.
So everything that's baked here could be baked in the larger oven?
Absolutely, if we had enough product to bake a full rack at a time. So yeah. So we're always trying to look at economies of scale. So when our batch sizes are done, it really makes it cost effective when we reach a certain level of product need that will go to the bigger batch size versus the smaller batch size.
So this is the end of the baking chain, but let's go through the whole process again. So let's start with, say, a scone. As you already said, Judy will come in around midnight and she'll make the batter for the scones.
Correct. Yep.
And then someone will come in at around 7 a.m.
Yep.
and they will then do what with that batter?
What they do is Judy will bake off enough of the scones to go up to the store for the 5 a.m. Delivery time, and then she'll leave the rest of the trays here for them to bake off in the large oven. Okay, and so we have 2 sizes of scone. We have a large size scone that goes into a 4-pack for our retail customers and goes into a 20-pack in a bag for our wholesale customers. And for instance, one of our large customers, they'll get 30 bags of the small scones on a every other day basis. So it's a large volume.
I'm dying to know what this machine is.
This machine is an automated sheeter. So instead of using, as you can see, a big rolling pin there, which we still use, this machine here will roll out all the dough. And you can adjust it to certain thicknesses that you want the dough to be. And that's the key thing. So this saves a lot of labor time because we can roll the dough out. It can be set to the appropriate thickness for the product that we want to do.
So you would use this for pie crusts? You would use this for...
So all of our cookies are done on the sheeter because then once the dough is the right thickness, we'll take cutters that will cut the shape of what the cookie needs to be.
What makes the cakes and the cookies and everything else that you buy here so great?
Because everything is made fresh almost every day, and that's the key. I mean, our shelf life on our products is very short. We don't add preservatives, And so you're getting fresh product that's made, Monday through really Saturday are our production hours.
So we've seen how all of your bakery goods are made, and we've seen how they've been decorated. What's the next step?
The next step is to show you how we bring them all up to the store and how we sell them at the store at the retail level.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Well, here we are up at the store.
All right, I love it. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. So
The store's been here since 1993 in various configurations. We started out small and it grew into what it is now. It's a busy place. We're open at 6 in the morning and we go all the way to 5 o'clock at night, 6 days a week. And then on Sundays we work a half a day.
So there's a lot in here, not just pastries, but a
That's
little bit of
correct.
everything. So let's start from here. Tell me what we have.
This is our table where we have a lot of our specialty cookies. And as you can see here, these are all our painted cookies. We have cookie platters. And if this was on a weekend, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this would be loaded with freshly baked pies. So we sell a lot of pies on the weekends. So these get switched out quite frequently.
And we've got tables here so
Yeah.
people can sit and enjoy.
We do, we have an agreement with Copper Penny Flowers in downtown Concord, and they bring in fresh flowers every
How
week for us for the
wonderful.
tables.
We've got some cakes over here. Let's take a look at them. They are
We do.
beautiful.
We put up seasonal cakes for display here at the store.
Now, are these cakes that Danielle decorated?
Most of them are. That's correct. She would have done these intricate designs on the octopus and on the that one.
Are they for sale or just display to
They're
show?
just
what-
display cakes.
Okay.
Right.
All
And
right.
these are real cakes, though. Every once in a while, we'll have a styrofoam up here if we want to keep it longer. But most of these are real cakes. The problem we have is kids coming up and going ooh ah and putting their fingers in it, and that's usually why we have to replace them because we get too many finger holes in the cakes.
Well, they look so great. I would love
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, I know. It's hard for them not to do it. so,
Okay.
yeah.
And just remind our audience, if they do want a cake, something along these lines, how many days in advance should they give?
Usually 5 to 7 days. If it's around the holiday season, it's usually 7 days. But we can, when it's slow, we can accommodate somebody in 3 or 4 days. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. All right, so now let's take a look at
Let's take a look at some
all
of the fine baked goods that we
Right.
sell here. In the morning, we open at 6, and so we have a fresh combination of scones, bagels, croissants, and muffins that we sell. Every morning, they're baked fresh daily, even on the weekends. And then this time of day, breakfast is winding down, and then we start to go into our finely baked goods.
So are all of these out at 6 a.m. though?
They are, everything's out. These are refrigerated cases, and so they're kept at the right temperature.
Okay.
That's correct.
So at 6 a.m. people are on their way to work. Do they primarily want coffee, or do they also get the scones and the...
Oh, no, they'll get scones. We sell a lot of these. These are our mini scone bags. And a lot of people will pick up a bag and bring it to work for their coworkers, besides getting their coffee.
Why would you share something that delicious?
I know.
So these cakes are for sale, though?
Yes, these are our everyday cakes. And so we have a wide variety of cakes where you can just come into the store and you don't have to call ahead and custom engrave it for you on the top. And yeah, these are available daily. You don't have to call ahead of time for these. And we keep a regular stock on a daily basis for all these cakes.
So let's say on Mother's Day, for example, where someone last minute forgot
Yep.
to get a cake.
Yep.
I'm sure there's a mad rush. Do you ever run out of these? And if so, do you just go back to the...
We do occasionally, but then they'll be down there on Saturday just producing these things.
baking?
Yeah, most of the cakes are done the day before. Okay, that they come up here.
Okay, all right. And is this a wedding cake? Do you do wedding cakes as
Yeah,
well?
that's a small wedding cake. We do a lot of weddings. We probably do about 60 or 70 weddings a year.
Wow. And how long would something like that take to design? Do you know?
Some of our 3-tiered intricate cakes that have a lot of fondant on it, they can take 3 or 4 hours to produce.
Wow.
Yep.
That's still pretty impressive.
Yes. Yep.
And you're basically full service. I see you have sandwiches here as well for the lunch crowd?
We do. We have a kitchen here. We do a lot of sandwiches and entrees to go. People come in before they get on the train. They'll come in and pick up lunch and take it with them. We also do catering, so we have quite a few businesses that will We'll cater their lunches for them. We have weekly specials that we put on Facebook. And so if you want to get on Facebook with us, we can send you out our weekly special for sandwiches and a weekly special for entrees. And we also do a lot of quiche, so a lot of quiche too, and salads.
So we already know that most of the cakes and cookies and muffins are baked where we were this morning.
That's correct.
But are the sandwiches made here fresh?
Yes,
or?
they're made fresh here daily. So we make sandwiches 7 days a week, even on Sundays. We have weekend people come in. We have a weekend crew that comes in and makes them fresh. So obviously we don't sell as much on a Sunday because it's a smaller time period for us. But yes, everything's made fresh daily.
So I'm guessing that all the action happens back here, right?
It does, back in the kitchen. So if you want to go back, we'll see what's going on
let's do
today.
it.
We'll see what's cooking. Here we are in the kitchen. Erin just got an order for an everyday cake, and they want it custom engraved. And so let's see how she does it.
So how long does it typically take to do a custom engraving? Is that what you say?
Yeah, it's just an inscription on top of the cake. No, it would just take her a couple of minutes. It's kind of a skill that we have to teach some of the employees to do, so it's not that easy.
I don't have very neat handwriting.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
either,
guessing.
so I would fail miserably at this.
Thank you, Erin. You're welcome. All right, so what do we have back here?
So this is Lily, our head cook, and today she's making broccoli, ziti, and chicken.
And are these her own recipes, or?
No, they're developed. A lot of them were developed by Lily and by my partner Judy.
Okay.
So, and we have quite a few. I think currently we have about 300 recipes that we switch off and on all the
my
time
goodness.
on. So it's a huge number of entrees and sandwiches that we have recipes for. This other section over here is we do a lot of breakfast sandwiches in the morning. So all kinds of custom things. They can be on croissants, bagels, but all custom made fresh for people when they come in. So we sell
amazing.
quite a few breakfast sandwiches every day.
There is a lot of action going on behind here.
All the time, yeah.
It's
a busy
amazing.
place.
It's a fairly small store for so much foot traffic and so much action behind it.
It is. On an average busy day, we'll have 400 customers come in the store. So it's a very, very busy place.
I guess that's what happens when you're an institution in town.
That's right. We've been around a long, long time, and we do have a good reputation for offering custom and fresh foods.
So people come in here in the morning, they want their coffee. Do you make your coffee fresh, or do you bring it in from someplace?
No, it's all made fresh. We use a local brewer out of Brighton, Espresso Express, and we get their coffee beans. And so we have 4 or 5 different coffees every day. It's brewed fresh. We have brewers here. Everything's brewed fresh. We offer cappuccinos also and lattes. So it's a wide variety of what we can do for people.
Sure, absolutely. Most of your employees that we met earlier today have been with you for years and years and years. Is that the same here?
It is. We have some full-timers here that have been with us for 15, actually one's been with us for 20 years. And so, but we do have a lot of students that work, and college kids that will work for us for 2 or 3 years. And what we like to do is we like to hire sophomores in high school, so because we have an intensive training program for them, and they're all well trained. All of our full-time staff has to go and take a ServSafe course in food safety. So all of our full-time people are ServSafe certified.
As we learned earlier this morning, the cupcake of the month is blueberry pomegranate.
Right, and that's our mini cupcake, or AKA a 2-bite cupcake, because it takes 2 bites to eat one. And they're very popular. So we have 2 sizes of cupcakes. We have our regular cupcake and we have the mini cupcake. The larger cupcakes we have in a variety of flavors, and we can also customize those for somebody that's having a party. So we can actually write on the top of a large cupcake or put a figure on the top of it. The smaller cupcakes we do in about a dozen different flavors, and that's where the cupcake of the month comes from. But we have all different kinds. We have s'mores, we have lemon, we have raspberry, and they all that buttercream all tastes like the flavor it is. So the lemon will taste just like lemon, the raspberry just like raspberry. We have an espresso one that has a coffee bean on top of it. We have a caramel delight, and they're quite popular, especially with the kids. The kids will come in after school and they'll get a 2-bite cupcake for a treat.
Sure, I would too. So do you know how long it took Judy to perfect her recipes?
Well, I mean, she started in 1984, and you know, she's done it for 30 plus years, and she's continually working on new stuff all the time. So, I mean, it's just an ongoing process for her. It's what comes naturally.
Okay. So are there any trends, and I ask because maybe 5-10 years ago I had never heard of a red velvet cake or cupcake, and now it seems to be the rage.
It is. Red velvet's still the rage right now. We also have these flower cupcakes. They're kind of the newest thing down here, with these beautiful daisy tops on them, and people just love them.
Another trend also seems to be gluten-free. Can you get gluten-free pastries?
You can here. Although we're not a certified gluten-free facility, because we make the gluten-free products in the same facility we have gluten. So if you had advanced celiac disease, you probably wouldn't want to try our gluten-free products. But for the general population, they are gluten-free enough for most people. So we offer gluten-free cakes as a customized order, and we also have some gluten-free large cupcakes. And we have cookies. We have macaroons. So we have several different types of macaroons that are gluten-free. We have almond that are plain and dipped. We have coconut that are plain and dipped, and we have a lemon macaron. So there are options to come in if you need to have gluten-free.
Peter, I want to thank you for letting Concord Connection into your business. We learned so much about Concord Tea Cakes and enjoyed every minute of it.
I'm glad you did, and it was a pleasure having you guys here to see what we do every day.
Thank you. And now we are going to enjoy some treats.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.